Hello and welcome students. So today we are going to see the penetration test of the bitumen. Actually there are different grades of the bitumen available in the market, and the grades of the bitumen, it depends upon its origin, that is the constituents of this bitumen, and at the same time the refining process. So the different grades of the bitumens are used for the different purposes and the different climatic conditions. So before starting our actual construction work, we need to know what is the grade of my bitumen. And the grade of the bitumen we can determine with the help of penetration test. And this is the penetrometer of the bitumen. And with the help of this equipment, we can determine the penetration of the bitumen in a standard condition with a standard needle, and based on that we can decide the grade of the bitumen. So penetration test, it gives the consistency of the particular bitumen. So more precisely, determination of absolute viscosity is a better term or better property to classify the bitumen. But this is one of the simple and empirical test method. With that also we can determine the grades of the bitumen. Okay. Nowadays the construction industry, the road construction industry is moved to the viscosity grade, but previously there was a penetration grade bitumen was used, but nowadays the viscosity grade is used in actual practice, that is VG30, VG40, VG50, like that. But previously the people were using this a penetration grade, a 60, 70, 60, 80, 40, 60, like this the grade were available, and these grades tells us what is the penetration of the bitumen. Okay, what is the penetration by the standard needle for that particular bitumen. Okay, so we'll see what are the components of this equipment first, then how to prepare a sample, and then how to actually perform the penetration test method. So this is my penetrometer. Okay, this is my penetrometer. This is my platform where I am going to keep my sample. So this platform is provided with the foot screws. 3 foot screws are available. The way which we were having this foot screws for the dumpy level, tilting level, similarly the 3 foot screws are available, so that my sample will be exactly perpendicular, or the penetration of standard needle will be exactly perpendicular to the bitumen sample. Okay, so with the help of this 3 foot screws, first you need to level the platform. So this is my vertical stand. Okay, this is my vertical stand, and vertical stand, this C frame, this can be moved in an up and down position. Okay, this can be moved in an up and down position with the help of this clamping screw. Okay, in front of this C arm we have an assembly. Okay, this is my dial gauge. Okay, this is my dial gauge having the reading from 0 to 400. Okay, having the reading from 0 to 400. And this is my pressing knob. So with the help of pressing knob, I am going to press my needle so that it will penetrate into the sample. Okay, that will penetrate into the sample, and after penetration, this knob is pressed. We are going to press this knob so that my reading is going to change. Actually, this at the back of this graduated ring, okay, dial gauge, we have a rack and pinion joint. So with the rack and pinion joint, what happens? The vertical movement or vertical reading is transferred into the circular reading. So this gives me the penetration in a 1/10 of mm. Okay, this gives me a penetration in a 1/10 of mm, and this is my standard weight. Okay, this is my standard weight. Actually, this test is conducted in some standard conditions. So what are these standard conditions? One is a weight which is 100 gram, second is the temperature, that is 25 degrees centigrade, and third is the time of penetration, okay, that is 5 seconds. We are going to press this knob for the 5 seconds so that the needle is allowed to penetrate into the bitumen sample for a 5 seconds, and then we are going to measure the penetration value. Okay. So about the needle, so this is a standard needle, okay, which is made of SS316, having the diameter approximately 1 mm and the length is a 50 mm. Okay, the length of this needle is a 50 mm and the diameter is 1 mm. Okay, so this is the shank is fitted in a needle holder with the help of this screw, okay, and tighten it simply. Okay, now we have 3 samples of the bitumen, okay, 3 different samples of the bitumen having the 3 different grades, and this sample curve should be at least 50 mm, that is approximately equal to the depth of your needle, okay, that should be approximately equal to the depth of the needle. Now what is the procedure for preparing the sample? So whatever the sample that we are going to test, the sample whose penetration value that we wish to find out, that sample we are going to melt it at a 90 degree, and during the melting procedure you need to continuously stir it. So that even if there are some air bubbles, that will get expelled out. Okay, so after a melting of a bitumen sample, you need to pour into sample cup, okay, you need to pour it into the sample cup and allow it to cool for around 1.5 hours to 2 hours, and we can keep in a water bath also to maintain the temperature. Okay, so once the samples are prepared, they will look like this. Okay, they are going to look like this. The surface, the top surface must be flat one. Okay, the top surface must be a flat one. Now, as I mentioned, the 3 standard conditions that we need to maintain while doing the taste method. One is a weight, that is 100 gram. This weight is 100 gram. The time of penetration, that is 5 seconds, and the temperature. Okay, the temperature, the taste temperature must be 25 degrees centigrade. Okay, because this is the bitumen. If the temperature is lower or higher than the standard temperature, then the penetration value will be different. It's at 27 degrees centigrade, or even if I consider a 30 degrees centigrade. At a 30 degrees centigrade, my penetration value will be different than the 25 degrees centigrade. So maintaining the temperature is one of the important factor in the penetration taste method. So approximately, now the climate is somewhat cloudy, so temperature is around, it's around 24-25 degrees centigrade, so that we can conduct this taste method because the temperature is favorable. Otherwise, what we need to do, we need to have a water bath. Okay, we need to have a temperature controlled water bath, and with that you need to maintain the taste temperature, and then you need to conduct the taste. Or otherwise, you need to have a air conditioned room where the temperature is maintained around 25 degrees centigrade, and then taste the sample. Okay, now we are going to taste the sample. So I have taken one sample, okay, and then keep on a platform, then unclamp this C-frame clamping screw and slowly bring down your needle and touch the needle, okay, touch the needle to the surface of bitumen. Okay, now it is touched to the bitumen sample. Okay, now our needle is just touched to the surface of the bitumen. Now we will note the initial reading. So I am going to set my initial reading to 0, 0, 0. So just rotate it, this arm, okay, and here is one fine adjustment screw. With the help of fine adjustment screw, you can do the fine adjustment to get exact 0 reading. So 400 means it is a 0 reading. Now there are two methods with that we can do this test. That is press this arm and hold for 5 seconds with the help of a timer. Okay, we can start the timer and hold, press this pressing knob simultaneously and press and hold for 5 seconds and then release it. Okay, so that we can do. Otherwise, this equipment has a automatic timer, okay, that will press the knob for the 5 seconds. So I'll run this automatically. So just you need to press, this is a timer unit, okay. Once I press this run button, here the 5 second will come and the countdown will start. Okay, the 5 second will come and the countdown will start. At the same time, this press is this knob, pressing knob is automatically pressed and that will unreleased after the 5 seconds. So let us press. Okay, that's done. Now what we need to do, just press this so that I'll get the reading. Okay, pressed. Now, so initial reading was 0 and now it is around 84. Okay, our reading is 84. So this penetration value for this sample is 84. Generally, there should be at least 3 readings with the minimum difference. Okay, so you need to take the at least 3 readings with the minimum difference for the accurate penetration value of the sample. So what I'll do for the next reading, I'll just shift my this needle, okay, from the previous penetration, okay, previous penetration, so at least we can maintain the 10 mm distance. We need to maintain the at least 10 mm distance from the previous penetration, and from the edges also you need to maintain a 10 mm distance. So I'll remove this and then one more reading we will try to take. So now my needle is touched on the another point. So if you observe this, these were the my previous penetration. So from the previous penetration, the second or the next penetration point is at least 10 mm away. Okay, so needle is touched. My reading, initial reading is 0. So fine adjust it. Check. Is it 0? Okay. So it is 0, and then yes, press the run button. Just. Okay. Now press this arm. Okay. Now what is the reading? It is around 87. So it is close to previous one. Previous one was 84. Now it is 87. Okay. So the results are consistent. The same way we will take another third reading. Okay. One more reading, that is a third one reading. So I have changed a place of the penetration. Now I am going to press this run button. Okay. Okay. So just press this vertical arm and check it. It's around 92. Okay. The third reading is a 92. So approximately average, the first was 84, second was 87 and 92. So around, we can say 88, around 88 is the average. Okay. So what we can say from this, the grade of the bitumen is a 80-100. The grade of the bitumen is a 80-100. Okay. The similar way we can find out the penetration value for that other bitumen samples also, and based on that we can determine what is the grade of that bitumen. Okay. Now the a specific grade will be mentioned for the specific work. So if my work, or in my work, if the grade of the bitumen is mentioned as a 60-70, then I cannot use this 80-100. Okay. And if it is 80-100 is mentioned, yes, you can use this bitumen. So with this, this experiment is over. Thank you students.